Well, hello everybody. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing all right myself. I did a little bit of a bit of a long process today with one of my prior streams that I edited, but things are good now because we're also playing some Ghost Trick today. I don't think we're finishing the game tonight. If I remember right, we were... Jesus, I hate that flash. Yeah, we're getting towards the end. We're getting there, but we aren't there yet. I think it said like 16, 17 chapters from my last checking, right? Let me double check. Looks like 18. I was a little off. But yeah, we are 18 chapters in this game, and we're on chapter 13, so that's where we're looking at right now. I hate that white big flash. Stop. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. My day was kind of slow, but I did get a haircut after 3 months of no haircut, which I was pretty happy about. Oh man, that was not fun, having to wait that long. But I got the haircut, and I'm very happy with it. The stylist did a fantastic job on my hair. Stylist was really cool. The new stylist location was really nice. I like the building. I like the place itself. So yeah, I'm very pleased with it. And I also did a little bit of off-stream gaming just on my own. I played some Chained Echoes off-stream, which, wow, I really needed to play some more of that because it's a really good game. But I'll explain what all I found in it after this segment here. I visited the novelist's apartment again. I was hoping to be able to do something about this mistaken identity kidnapping. Oh, to synopsize, to put a synopsis down, we reached a point in the story where we're like, okay, we need to prove this detective's innocence, and the justice minister's not doing anything because supposedly a shady organization has his daughter. Turns out they don't have his daughter. They have the framed detective's daughter. It's a bit of a mess. So we went to go check the justice minister's daughter. Turns out she's fine, if, still feverish. As long as there's any possibility that it could be his own daughter who was kidnapped, I doubt the justice minister will call off the execution tonight. And that's her. Yeah, she's sick with a fever. The key to dispelling the minister's doubts is now in bed, coughing. And I need to use this key before that prison van arrives to pick up our death row inmate. Yeah, so the detective in question is a death row inmate because he had supposedly killed his wife, but that wasn't the case. We saw in a prior cutscene. Also, this is the Justice Minister's wife. She writes smut. And the minister is like, I don't want you writing this stuff. And she's like, it's my passion, and ran out on him. My darling angel. Oh, just listen to that cough. You naughty thing. Did you leave your nice warm bed to go out into the night to play? A daughter after my own heart. But I must confess, I didn't even notice you were gone. Yeah. I didn't go out to play. I went to buy Papa a birthday present. Ah. He said he wanted a new lighter. But that's no reason to go out this late at night. But my fever finally went down. I could barely move before that. Yeah, vicious fevers suck. I remember having fevers that range into 102s and 5s, and it's like your whole body aches. Hi, Ice. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. But look at what it brought you. Your fever is worse now than ever. Here is to the feverish passion of my darling angel. Mama? Yes, darling? Let's call Papa and wish him a happy birthday, even though it's already past midnight. Not tonight, Emily. Amelie? Yeah, the mom and dad are fighting because the mom wants to write smut, and the minister's like, we shouldn't. No, I don't want you. No, and the daughter, and so the wife took the daughter away. It looks like this girl was safe all along, and that's me, Sissel, the ghost. I already knew that, but I'm still relieved all the same. And there's another lucky development too. Amelie wants to call her father. Now if I can just make use of that feeling somehow, that would surely bring the Justice Minister around. Okay, so time to do some tricks. Oh. All right. Kids do be like that when they're sick, though. If the fever subsides, the sudden energy can make them believe they're better before they really are. Oh yeah, that can be a problem. Amelie, I told you couldn't call him tonight. Why not? Listen to me, Amelie. Your father is about to make a big mistake. I want him to reconsider. What do you know about it, Mama? He's the one who's the Justice Minister, you know. All you do is write weird novels. Oh, hello. Hey, she blossomed. What do you mean, weird? How dare you disparage my romantic expression? Now you've really made me angry. You really have. How do you expect me to forgive such an insult? Oh. Yeah, she's kind of filled with spite because of, she's kind of filled with spite about the whole thing. There! I'll be keeping my eye on you now, so you won't do anything else mischievous. Like calling your father. I hate you. I can hear you, you know. Whew, what a pair. I don't know what this family's issues are, but I do know I have to do something about this lady so Amelie can call. So in that case, I'd better not put out the lamp right now. We'll only pour oil on the flames of anger in this lady's heart. If I want to give Amelie a chance to use the telephone, I have to think of a way to keep her mother out of the way. How about... Ooh! Can I make this... There we go. Well, well, having a good time, are we, little rodent? Oh, that's not the reaction I was expecting. Oh. Jesus Christ. Wow. Did you fancy the vintage, my whiskered friend? Damn. Okay, she does not care about rats. She's more powerful than I thought. It looks like she tipped the wall candelabra to one side, too. The angle of those candles. I get the feeling I've seen something very similar to that quite recently. Alright, well, how about... Can I turn you? Oh, this poor rat. I get the impression she kills roaches just fine. Oh yeah, she'd survive well in Texas, where you've got roaches like just bigger than your thumb. Oh heavens, a blackout at a critical time like this. Of course the dim light suits my story of love very well, but I myself am not very fond of the dark. This chandelier just narrowly missed the back of my head. I love the thrill of romance, but I don't need these kinds of thrills, thank you. Did she just strike a match on her ass? What is that dress made of? Did she just... She just put her match out in her wine that she's probably still drinking. Listen, some liquor tastes like smoke, but I think that's a bit much. Ah, what a wonderful atmosphere. Perfect for a clandestine, that's not candle. For a clandestine meeting in the dusky twilight. How about... I don't exactly know how the situation came about, but I think I owe the rat an apology. The rat seems to be unconscious. But now that the room has changed into this, maybe I can use it somehow. In that case... The dress is made of flint? Yeah. What a naughty chandelier! You notice... Oh, wait, hold on. If I... Whoa! Okay, I was expecting a few things. That wasn't one of them. This lady is surprisingly quick. She dodged that thing like a pro. I guess I better get serious here. Is it insolence or insulation? Whatever, I'll look it up tomorrow. Okay, I think I need to burn it brighter so then I can catch her hair on fire, I guess? So I guess while I've got some time, so I played a little bit of Chained Echoes today, which, for those that don't know, was a turn-based JRPG, or a JRPG style game that came out 2022, and it is the story of a guy who used to be a part of a mercenary group that is participating in a war that had long ravaged a continent for actual generations, and an inciting incident that comes in the form of an exploding magic crystal caused the war to essentially go on pause for a bit, but then some political intrigue happens that causes the war to start back up again, involving a princess, a thief, the very person that caused the explosion, who is the main character, alongside a near immortal magic user. And I have to say, it's very good. It's actually got some very interesting development, some pretty awesome music, and the politics of it all is pretty interesting too. I got it back in 2022, and I wanted to play it for a while. I just never really got around to doing it because 2023 was such a massive year for a lot of games, but I got some free time to play it, and I really like it. It's got a very good combat system too. So that's an easy recommendation for me. Okay, no, I need to wait for them to burn a lot. I need to wait for them to actually start burning. But yeah, that's what I did today, was get a haircut, play some Chained Echoes, and finally fix up that Yakuza, fix up the Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth part that I had to adjust. Okay, no, they go out immediately. Well, not out, but they do that. So I can't drop it on her because she evades it. Does the book say anything? The lady's dictionary. Wasn't this on her desk before? The poor thing. Destined to never be returned to the bookshelves. And the hoist won't... And I can't do anything with the hoist. Can't do anything with the phone. What about... Can I close this? No. Oh goodness, look at the time. As I bask in my tale of love, time has been moving on at the speed of light. So even though she's immersed in love, she can still hear this, eh? But this won't buy enough time for her daughter to make a phone call. There must be something else I can distract her with. I might be missing something. So the crank to turn, I can drop this, I can make the chandelier burn brighter. That doesn't really do anything. I could do this. Put the lamp out. Oh. That didn't do anything. Maybe... Hold on now. Maybe I do this. And she comes over and brings that back up. And then I try and drop this again. Ah! So I was right. I was right the first time. Okay. Her henpeck typing just driving me mad. Oh, you don't like when people type with only one finger? In that case... Y'all know the famous Kazuma Kiryu, right? Hold on, let me... Oh, I can't find a good quality GIF of it. Wow, these are really low resolution. Point is, Kiryu from the Yakuza series also types like that. He types like individually. He types with just his index fingers because he doesn't really understand computers very well. So he's just like, he's typing with only in the henpeck style, like Ice is saying. Monster. I mean, it's a method, and she seems to be typing fast. Amelie, help me, Mama. I'm sorry, Mama, I'm too dizzy. I can't get up. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. Here's to the weakness of my darling angel. It's always wine o'clock. That chandelier is on there tighter than our wedding band. She won't be able to escape her on her own. What happens if okay, I can't. I was thinking like, what happens if I make it burn brighter? If I recall, the novelist said she didn't like the dark. I don't want her thrashing around any more than she is already. I better not put out this lamp. That didn't work. reach that? No. Trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do here. I can't reach it. That's probably not what I'm supposed to do. I got the right idea here. Hey, how far are you now? We're still in chapter 13, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get the phone that's over here to the to Amelie on the bed, because she is wanting to call her dad, but the mom's like, no, I'm still I'm still mad. I'm still Madge. But I caught her in a chandelier, so now she can't reach her. Maybe if I make it chime? No. Maybe... Oh. What? What is going on here? Amelie, look, do you see this? Help me, please. I'm sorry, I'm too sick. I can't get out of bed. My head is spinning, so I guess you'll just have to stay up there spinning too. And then... Looks like this lady won't be going anywhere for a while. Now the little girl can call her father. The only trouble is she can't reach it. Guess I'll just have to deliver it to her. But I just lit the chandelier up. Oh, that's right. The angle of those candles. I saw something very similar just recently, didn't I? Oh, that's what it was. I light the rat's tail on fire. Oh, that poor rat is not having a good time. Now I really owe that poor rat an apology. But this might be a really good chance for me, too. I have to get that phone to Amelie. There we go. It's not really good to have a brightly lit room like this either. Like, wouldn't her headache get a lot worse? I know it happened to me. What in the world is going on here? All right, and with that, she can now call him. Like, I know that's what happened with me when I had tonsillitis. Any bright light that came up, when I was sick with the headache, it basically made me seize up. It was horrible. Oh, goody. Excuse me a minute while I call Papa, okay, Mama? I'll only be a minute. Oh. There we go. Hello, Papa? This guy's the justice minister, and I also had to save him from getting a heart attack earlier. Amelie! Is that you? Of course it is, silly. What do you think? But I heard... they said you were... No, never mind. It's nothing. Silly old Papa. Happy birthday, Papa. Birthday? Oh, right. It was my birthday today, wasn't it? I'm sorry we couldn't celebrate tonight. Thanks to mean old Mama. Oh, you mean old... Oh, your mean old Mama? I mean, your mother? What is she up to right now? Well, she's certainly up, all right. My stubborn mother is kind of tied up at the moment. She needs to be taught a lesson for causing us so much trouble. No, Amelie.
I'm the one who was wrong.
Huh?
Could you tell your mother I'm sorry?
What do you have to be sorry about?
I was just about to make a terrible mistake. But it's all right now.
Oh, okay.
You're still young. There's a lot I can't tell you right now. The job of Justice Minister is very complicated, you see.
Okay.
But just remember, you're always the most important thing to your mother and me. Did you do something naughty to your mother? If you did, I want you to apologize.
I don't think I did anything. But okay, I'll apologize.
That's a good girl.
Okay, Papa. Have a good night. I love you.
I love you too, Amelie. Good night, sweetheart.
See, he's a caring dad. He's just kind of a mess. Mama? I'm sorry. My goodness. Why the sudden change? I guess I was wrong about you. I didn't understand. Oh, Amelie. I thought all you ever did was write these weird novels. That makes me a little sad. Papa said the job of Justice Minister was complicated. Yes, your father's job is very, very complicated and difficult. That's why I couldn't talk to you about most of it. But you're right, I shouldn't treat you like such a little girl anymore. You're growing up after all. And I promised to stop calling your novels weird and try to actually read them. No. Maybe you'd better wait until you're a little older for that. Oh, okay. So, Amelie, if you're feeling a little more charitable toward your old mama, do you think you could let me down now? You know, I would love to do that. But I'm just feeling too dizzy and sick right now. Yeah, no, don't. Tonight, on this holiest of nights, my deadline, it looks like the only thing pressing on me will be this chandelier. Here is to Papa and Mama's darling angel. And the only thing I have for any kind of nutrition is this glass of wine that I put a match in. All of a sudden, everybody is getting along again. It's such an abrupt change. I can't understand it. Is this what family is all about? In any case, the situation has changed dramatically now. I just hope the mysteries of me can be cleared up as quickly as the furrows on the minister's brow. I don't know where Camilla is, but at least now the Justice Minister's doubts are dispelled. I think I'll go back to his office where everybody's waiting for the prison van. All right. The minister's family now has their smiles and harmony back, but Camilla is still in the hands of the kidnappers. I decided to go back to the Justice Minister's office. Surprisingly, the minister's brow is still just as furrowed as ever, quite unlike a father who has just learned his daughter is safe. He seems to still be in the depths of despair. Rat has the run of the house now. Oh yeah, the rat is now like, it's now like that. I can't remember the name of the character from Flushed Away, the one that sends the main character into the sewer. What was his name again? It wasn't Roddy. I think that was the main character, right? Sid, that was it. Yeah, Roddy was the main character. Oh man, remember Flushed Away? That was a decent movie. I remember watching that a lot when I was younger. It was surprisingly funny in some bits. And if you don't know Flushed Away, it's a old movie from DreamWorks, right? Was it? I don't remember. Oh god, 2006 was when that was released? Wait, Hugh Jackman played the main character? What the fuck? Ian McKellen was the villain? I did not care for it. It wasn't for everybody, but I remember really liking it. I thought parts of the... I remember some of the jokes being pretty funny. What the fuck? Ian McKellen was in it? And Jean Reno? Wow. Okay then. Yeah, it's like Sid from Flushed Away. Holy shit. I did not. Well, I didn't really pay attention to voice cast and actors and such when I was when at the time of that movie's release. So, you know, it didn't shock me then. It's just now that I know who Hugh Jackman, Ian McKellen, and Jean Reno are. It's like, holy shit. The atmosphere in this room is very different now. It seems to have an air of unfocused anxiety. I get the feeling something big is gonna happen. Alright, so the detective that is meant to be the death row inmate is the guy in the pink shirt. The guy in the white coat was pink shirt's partner, and he has since become a head of special investigations and is all about climbing to the top. He also does fun dances.
I just found out my daughter is safe. I'd like to express my gratitude. Thank you. Thank you for my daughter's sake, and for mine.
No need to thank us, Mr. Minister. It was nothing. What did he do? But one question. I can't help but notice. Your daughter is safe. And yet, you still look unhappy. How about a little smile for us? Of course, there's still the matter of the other kidnapping victim. But is that really the only thing that troubles you, Mr. Minister?
Please, let me think in peace until the prison van arrives.
Oh wait, hold on. I wonder if Lynn is at the park yet. Until we get a report, I guess I'll just have to wait here. This continued distress of the ministers. Is there really something more to it, like the inspector in white said? So yeah, Inspector Cabanella is the guy in the white coat, and Jode, who's the death row inmate, is the guy on the right. Hey man. So I can actually go into the minds of people who had died before since I helped them not die. Because part of the powers of this game is I can possess objects, make them move, and I can also go into a recently deceased person's body and go back in time to 4 minutes before their death, and then try to save them within that 4 minutes. It's really cool. Like, this is a very nicely made puzzle game. Hello, Justice Minister. How about you finally admit I do exist?
That thank you I expressed. That was meant for you. You're a ghost, aren't you? And you have the power to control and manipulate people, don't you?
No, I don't have that kind of power. I can't control you.
We've actually known, you know, for quite a while now. But I had no idea they were the powers of the dead, of ghosts.
Known? Known about what?
We knew about the existence of somebody who could control others, a manipulator. What's this? That's why your execution order caused me so much anguish, Detective Jode. Mr. Minister, why didn't you just tell us everything you know? Yes, I suppose I should. You need to hear it all, about the huge mistake this foolish man made.
Okay, well, I'm gonna drink more water because there's a lot of reading involved in this game, and I did just eat too, so that probably didn't help either.
There are some cases in this country right now that are under a top-secret investigation. Of course, you wouldn't have known about them, Detective Jode. Right. They don't share too much top-secret information with the inmates in prison. There are 3 prisoners, including you, in the special prison you just escaped from. All 3 cases have certain points in common. They do they? They do they? Tell us more. The rock singer who leaked national secrets in his lyrics during a TV broadcast,
which kind of sounds like a really awesome thing to do, though. It's like, this guy didn't tip his DoorDash delivery, and this other guy, shit, I'm terrible at ad-libbing. I'm terrible at improv. This guy got bribed by a distillery. And then Sausage Head.
The curry-loving fellow who took the chief commissioner hostage at the Metropolitan Police Department. Neither of these men had a motive for their crime, and both of their crimes were impossible. Impossible? The curry lover had no way of knowing how to infiltrate the commissioner's office, and the rock singer had no way of knowing the national secrets he leaked. The Special Investigation Unit submitted an investigative report I made on them. They concluded that these men's criminal acts were not of their own volition. But how could that be? The theory the unit came up with was the existence of a manipulator.
A manipulator, huh?
That's when the special prison was established as a facility to research that theory.
Okay, so there's somebody who has the power to manipulate people, whereas I can only manipulate objects. Okay. And Jode's case.
Some unknown power has been at work. These past several years, Inspector Cabanela has been studying these cases. He has he? Manipulating somebody into committing a criminal act, according to the inspector. The first case of its kind was a locked room murder involving our nation's best detective. Are you trying to say I was manipulated somehow into shooting Alma? I appreciate the theory, but unfortunately, I don't recall being controlled by anybody. It's just not possible to manipulate another's behavior like that.
My powers certainly don't work on living creatures.
That's what I thought when I first heard the theory too. However, I was seriously mistaken, and it proved to be a big mistake. What?
The minister's mistake. You mentioned a mistake. Could you tell us about it?
I suppose everybody here has the right to know. All right, fine. I'll speak out loud so that Inspector Cabanela can hear this too.
Because if we're in that dimension, that means like, okay, they can speak to Sissel. I like that his hair is a full-on open book, like into the back. Like that's a very so much character in these designs. I love them.
There's something I'd like the two of you to hear about a mistake I made. Inspector Cabanela, when you first made the report about a manipulator, I'm afraid I didn't believe it at all. Impossible, I thought. Perfectly understandable, Minister. But I was wrong. That kind of power does exist. And I learned the truth of that firsthand. What's this? A month ago, I signed the orders to carry out Detective Jode's execution. However, that act wasn't of my own volition. I was being controlled. What? You never told me about this, Minister?
Oh.
What's going on? This document, what am I doing? No, I mustn't sign it.
Just expressive in the designs and expressive in the animation. Just great.
Wait, don't deliver that document! That's when it started. That's when all of my fear, despair, and suffering began. It was due to the power of an enemy's stand.
You know, actually, I would totally want a JoJo's Part that would be something like this, like a murder mystery of this caliber. I'd love that. All right. Fear, despair, and suffering.
At the time, it didn't even cross my mind that I had been manipulated, and my memory of the event was only hazy at best.
So the memory of being manipulated doesn't clearly remain, eh?
Signing execution orders is part of a justice minister's job. At the time, I just thought my psyche was rebelling against the task.
Like, kind of like when you want to buy something extremely badly, but you kind of get the feeling that you'd have buyer's remorse for it. It's like, no, I can't take out my wallet and pay for this super expensive anime figure that I really want, but know that I'd probably end up having to only be able to buy like a loaf of bread and some instant noodles for the next month. Please stop it, hand. Stop handing the $80 to the con vendor. Stop it. And then you walk out with your 1/8 scale anime figure, and you're like, well then. Let's see.
I just thought my psyche was rebelling. But the next day, it dawned on me. I remembered Inspector Cabanella's report on the existence of a manipulator. As a minister of justice, I couldn't admit what had happened to me. I only signed the execution order because I was being controlled. If something like that had gotten out, this nation's judicial system would crumble. Besides, I had no evidence to present that I had actually been controlled. So, in the end, I couldn't admit to anybody what had happened. I suppose. But it sounds a bit like an excuse. You should have at least told us, Mr. Minister. Yes, I know. I should have. I was running away from the problem.
Well, in all fairness, you were also dealing with some stressful home stuff, too.
And then my wife found out I was worrying about something.
Well, if you go around with an expression like that, I guess it's bound to happen.
I explained it to her, and she was dead set against the way I was handling it.
If you don't withdraw that order and tell everyone the truth immediately, I'm moving it. Oh, so it wasn't about her writing, she was mad at him for this. Okay. I thought it was very different.
And then, with the kidnapping tonight, with it thrust under my nose like that, I could no longer deny my mistake.
Oh, neat, her hair blooms. Yeah, her hair blooms when she gets mad. Again, love the expressiveness of everything here. It's so good.
This manipulator comes upon us from somewhere unseen. That's why I've been keeping my distance from everybody.
So that's why you've been telling people to stay back. So there's somebody else besides me with the powers of the dead. I'm fine with that. After all, I already knew about a certain desk lamp. What I'm not fine with is the fact that that person can control and manipulate living creatures. That's certainly not something I can do. Apparently, different ghosts get different ghost tricks.
But I never imagined that tonight I would find out where this kind of power comes from.
Where it comes from?
Inspector Cabanella, this manipulator is a ghost, a departed spirit.
A spirit?
As a matter of fact, there's a ghost talking to us right now.
What? What did you say? Joe, don't tell me you can hear this ghost too!
I'd say the only one who can't hear him is you.
Spirit? Ghost? Gods in heaven! Excuse me, Mr. Minister, I suddenly have some urgent business to attend to. I recommend you think long and hard before making your final decision, sir. I love his walk. Inspector! this is Lynn. I'm at the park.
We've been waiting to hear from you. Have you found the evidence?
Well, the situation here is kind of difficult to explain. So she's the first character that we save from being killed in the game. A detective that sees Jode as a hero. Sissel, if you're there, come to the park immediately. I just wonder what the guards are thinking this whole time. They're just there being like, "Hey, I'm being paid $20 an hour to just stand here with this cool spear. I'm staying out of this."
It looks like your help is needed, Sissel.
Yeah, I guess so, huh? All right, can I talk to? I want to talk to him.
I knew, right from the beginning.
You knew what?
That you saved my life the first time we met tonight.
Oh, that.
When I talk about that miserable, pathetic, short-sighted, disgraceful man, I knew I was talking about me. I hated who I had become. But you helped me appreciate the truth. Now I truly understand the wonderful support I've been getting from so many, including that of my loving family.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm starting to realize what a lucky man I am. And it's all thanks to you.
Aww. Alright, Jode. Yeah, this music's really good. This is a good game. Never saw that coming. The minister was being controlled, huh?
I'm truly sorry, Detective Jode. I have no excuse to offer you. You know, maybe it was all for the best.
What?
What do you mean? If you had never been manipulated, you never would have believed the power existed. After all, you're a realist, right? It just goes to show you never know when even the worst things can turn out good. Detective Jode, I don't know what to say. All right, Sissel, you'd better go help Lynn. She's a good kid, but she's got a bad habit of taking on other people's problems.
Yeah, I know. Let's see, she's in Temsic Park, eh? Okay, well that was worth it to take a look. Nope. Yeah, I could definitely see the control for this being a bit better in when it was on the DS originally. I wonder why the inspector in white went running out like that. But I'm more concerned about Lynn. She looked really upset. Better go see her fast. All right. Yeah, the fact this game got a re-release is really awesome, which also kind of goes to show that, I don't know, Capcom could potentially do a lot more with more of their unknown franchises. Like a lot of their stuff that's not the most highly recognized part of their player base. You know, it'd be a real shock to the system. A Breath of Fire re-release. Also, I just landed in the Blanche in Temsic Park taking place. Like, for those that don't know, Breath of Fire was Capcom's JRPG series that had 5 or 6 games, I think, right? And it was pretty well beloved back in the day, but it just has not gotten any kind of re-release on modern platforms or any kind of real recognition as far as I know. All right, how many of them were there? Okay, there were 6. Yep. So yeah, it started on the Super Nintendo and then came up around the PlayStation and on the PS2. Oh, there's a Breath of Fire 6 that wait, there was a Breath of Fire 6 released 8 years ago? Oh, but it's in Japan only. Oh. Okay. I see. Well then, that sucks. Well, either way, yeah, like, if we could get this re-released on modern platforms, I don't know, part of me kind of wants some hope for Breath of Fire, because so far the only one that I've played is Breath of Fire 2, which I have on the Game Boy Advance. So, I'm holding out hope that maybe, and again, like, hope on all hopes that we could get some re-releases of that. And I know a lot of people also want Dino Crisis back as well. The Manipulator. The person whose very existence sheds new light on everything. Detective Jode's crime, the execution orders, and even my own death. Oh, right, because we see Lynn's gun shaking when she shoots Sissel. Oh, she was manipulated as well. Could it be? Could Lynn have been manipulated into shooting me? It seems like that's the case. Yeah. Because when we saw footage of her shooting Sissel, her hand was shaking as she was pulling out her gun. Oh, man. This game's really good. Temsic Park, the site of the little lady Camilla's abduction tonight, and the place where an important piece of evidence, the music box, was hidden. Oh, the chef's here. How's she doing that with a leaf? I wonder why our lady detective is looking so dejected. At least she isn't dead. But what did she find? Huh? What's he doing here? La 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 la. Let me spend a moment of time with you, my love. The world will not end if the food delivery's a little late, la la la. A little late? It's already ice cold. He's not gonna get any tips on his Uber Eats. Uber Eats does not pay me properly, and I'm not getting tipped anyway. So this this person that doesn't tip me is going to get ice cold chicken. And having to reheat chicken can be a nightmare depending on how it's cooked. I'm sorry, is there a boot stuck in this? Okay. A love letter in the... Oh, wow. A rugby ball? Huh. Am I supposed to... Did I miss my chance on something? I don't think I did. Oh wait, I know. Spin! There we go. Oh, there you are, Sissel. From your dejected expression, I gather you didn't find what you were looking for? Right, I can't find the music box anywhere. But I found something else instead. Something horrible. Horrible? What is it? There, in the grass. You'd better see for yourself. Oh, a dead person. Wait, is that the park person? It looks like a dead body. I nearly died when I saw it. And I suppose now that we found it, we can't just leave it in there, can we? Nope, I suppose not. Alright, so who have we got? Stop the park from being turned into a housing site! Protect the park! The rock of the gods! You there! You're talking to me, aren't you? I have some leaflets for you! Leaflets I know you'll be very interested in! I urge you to pursue this thoroughly, examine it in detail. Never mind that right now. Do you remember your name? My name? My name. What does my name matter when there are more important things to worry about? Okay. Is that his hair a hat or both? I feel like it may be both, like a Jotaro's hat hair situation. Actually, fun thing about hat hair stuffs. Back when I played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire for the first time all those years ago, the main character, the boy character, I used to think that the top of his hat was actually his hair. I thought he had white hair. I didn't know that that was his hat. It's cause like the sprite, if you look at the main character, I think his name is Brandon in the in like the official naming of Pokemon characters. There were two like spikes coming out of the top of it that convinced me that was his hair, and he just had a headband on or something. Right? Am I the only one that thought that? Hold on. Oh, Brendan, that was the name. Yeah, Brendan was his name, not Brandon. Like, it wasn't until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire with the 3D models that made me go like, okay, no, that's definitely a hat, but I don't know, if you just look at the sprite, especially like the smaller version of it, hold on, let me find a good pic for you all to see. Like Soul's hair from Soul Eater? Yeah, I thought he had hair like Soul, albeit I didn't watch Soul Eater when I was playing Ruby and Sapphire. That was more of a high school thing for me. Camera roll. Where are you? Where'd you go? Can never always find that on immediately. There you are. It's gonna be blurry because of how small it is, but look at this sprite. Now, look straight at this, and I understand now that it's a hat, but I thought for the longest time that the top of his hat was his hair. I thought he had white hair. Like, can you blame me for thinking that? I just thought that was the case for the longest time. Should probably delete a few of the pictures I've gotten, like that unfortunate Klonoa plush I showed you all before. Oh man, that one was one of the most unfortunate looking plushes I've ever seen in my life. All right, yeah, let's get rid of those. Get rid of all those. There we go. But yeah, now I know that that is in fact a hat. It's just, back in the day, I used to think it was his hair, because it just looked like it, you know? Wow, some people have really made big sprite reworks. Sorry, I got distracted. Sorry, distracted. Let's just get rid of these. Okay, back to the action. Okay. Come now and study these tracts with these tracts? Tracts? What? These tracts with me, my brother. Come and learn about the Rock of the Gods with me. The night is no longer young, as a matter of fact. Daybreak is approaching, but we are young. Look, I don't have time to get involved in your way of life, but I am interested in your way of death. So let's go back. Back to 4 minutes before your death.
Rewind time.
Yeah, he was annoying this stakeout detective because he's like, please save the park. Don't let it turn into a housing unit, even though housing's horrible. Even though we kind of need more housing. Yeah, I think it was safe. Okay. Sorry, I was checking something. And so I made up my mind. I resolved to live here in this park and defend it. Okay, and what does that have to do with this Rock of the Gods you mentioned? You still don't appear to understand. It's written quite clearly in the fourth leaflet in great detail. Excuse me, but I have to use the restroom. Please, poop with delight, knowing that you'll be able to save the park. Save the park and you'll be able to poop without problems. So this is when Camilla was getting kidnapped. Okay. I've located the target, Beauty. A girl of the right age coming out of the right apartment building and at the right time. Oh. Yes, my dear. I'll ever so gently nab her and come right back to your side. Good evening, young lady. Won't you come with me? Yeah, appropriate response. Oh gods, what do I do? What should I do? I have to do something. Oh. Oh. The manipulator. Oh, I'm gonna be in direct conflict then. What in the world? What just happened? Oh, that's Mino. Mino? Mino the mascot, the symbol of Temsic Park. Forget about the name of that big creepy lump of concrete. I'm talking about the way it changed direction. Did you see that? Yes, I did. We witnessed it with our own eyes, the power of the Rock of the Gods. That was the power of the gods. The power of the gods saved that little girl. And then that same power very deliberately crushed you instead. Yes, precisely. That is called the mischief of the gods. What is the mischief of the gods? Or what was it? Was it the mischief of the gods or was it a ghost trick? But nah, it couldn't have been a ghost trick. It couldn't have been a ghost trick. No ghost trick. Hydration. No ghost trick changed the direction of something that heavy in midair. But wait a minute. What if there was somebody with much greater powers than me? Okay. Yeah, because so far it's really only been us in terms of ghost powers, aside from the desk lamp that taught us everything we know, but now we are in direct conflict with another person. Look at that! There's another flame besides mine! Oh, so that is the flame of a god, is it? But hold on, your spirit is a flame too, isn't it? Yeah, so? Oh, pardon me, but are you a god? I sincerely doubt it. At the last minute, that big lump of concrete made a huge swing to one side. That was probably that flame's doing. Who could it be? I definitely believe it's either a god or somebody god-related. Maybe I better try talking to this person. What the? This person with much greater power than me, it's you? Hey, Sissel! Missile? The dog can do this now? Okay, of all the twists I had ever seen in this game so far, this is the least expected. I would not have expected the dog to learn how to do ghost tricks or be super strong with ghost tricks. Holy shit. What a... okay, that... huh. So, Missile the Pomeranian is back. Oh my, it's... Missile! You look well for being dead. Did you see? Did you see what I did? I did it! I tried really hard and I did it! I saved Miss Camilla! Are you telling me I was done in by a puppy dog? Missile, what's going on? How did you get the powers of the dead? I'm glad you asked. After Miss Camilla went out and you left, Missile? I worked like crazy to make my own path, and I did it! Oh. Yeah, okay, that is the most genuine fear of any pet owner ever. If your cat or dog is able to open doors on their own, no, you need to start locking your stuff. Wait, why wasn't the front door locked? That's not very secure. And then I followed Miss Camilla out into the big wide world. And then, here at this park, I found her at last. Yes, you guessed it, I barked. You bet I did. And I went running after her, too. Oh no! He died again. And then I guess I died. And then I was unconscious for a little while. When I came to, it was all over. Poor Miss Camilla. Crushed under that big, scary lump. Oh, what have I done? I'm so sorry, little lady. Please forgive me. Miss Camilla! I had to rescue Miss Camilla. It was up to me. I cried out from the depths of my heart. And then... I can't tell you how surprised I was, but I bet you understand, right? Better than probably anybody else could. And I remembered what you did for me, how you saved me. So, you went back, right? Back to 4 minutes before the little lady's death? You bet I did. Oh man, the Pomeranian's capable of puzzle solving now. Yes, my dear, ever so gently. Wow. Not the twist I was expecting at all. Now's my chance, I thought. I saw the core. I don't know, it looked pretty oh, this is why Camilla could talk to us in the ghost realm. This is why we could talk to her when we found her kidnapped in her own home. Okay, that explains it. I stretched out my paw towards the core. Oh, how I felt at that moment. I'd love for you to be able to feel it too. Go ahead, Sissel, go ahead and try it for yourself. Holy shit. I can't believe it. How could you connect over such a great distance? Well, they don't call me Missile for nothing. So then you manipulated that Mino thing and threw it aside? Right on top of my head. Well, no, actually. Huh? I can't manipulate things like you can, Sissel. You can't? Then how did you... I didn't know what to do. Then I happened to see something out of the corner of my eye. And it had a core too. A single leaf hanging from a tree. I tried reaching out to the leaf. Oh, he can... Oh! What in the world? I can't manipulate things, but apparently I can swap them. As long as the two things have the same shape, that is. Swap things with the same shape? Oh my god, this is a JoJo's series. Oh my god. This is actually like a JoJo's thing. Go ahead and try it. Press swap. Wow. That's incredible. And so that's how you saved your mistress, is it?
And that's how I became caught up in this, is it?
I'm very sorry. My powers were too meager.
Meager?
Because, you see, I saw one more.
Ah, the rugby.
I happened to notice one more core. There was something with the exact shape stuck in the branches of a tree.
Hey, you're right. If Mino could be swapped with that,
then disaster wouldn't have to rain down on my head.
But it's too far. But what is that thing? It's too big to be a leaf.
Whatever it is, I'd much prefer it on my head than Mino.
So why didn't you swap the missile?
I couldn't. I can stretch my paw a little further than you can, Sissel. But this was just too far for me. I couldn't reach.
Ah. Wow.
I must admit, it's a fascinating spectacle of a death if I do say so myself.
I kept retrying over and over, seeing if there was anything I could do.
I bet there's something you can do now. Huh? If we work together, you and me.
Sissel, you think so?
I don't plan on letting anybody die in front of me tonight. Do you think you could help me?
Of course!
Naturally!
So we're supposed to drop that Mino thing in a different spot. Okay, let's try it. Let's go back again to 4 minutes before. Oh, but this means Missile can't be brought back, huh? That sucks. Poor guy. He just wanted to be around Camilla. All right, let's get started. 4 minutes from now, you'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then you have to swap Mino with something else. Something with the same shape. Oh, I believe that's a rugby ball. Okay, rugby ball. Huh. But with the rugby ball where it is now, Missile can't reach it. So that means I have to move it closer somehow. It looks like you and I will have to work together on that one, Missile.
Okay, I'm ready. Whenever you want to use my swap trick, just press ZR. That way, you'll be able to control me. And then if you press ZR,
control will come back to me.
Okay, let's try it. Together, we can stop Mino from hurting anybody.
I really like this. This game's so good. All right, Missile. Your powers are the key this time. What do you mean ZR? Yeah, like, what, is that a new social media app?
Okay, I'm ready. I can swap anything that has the same shape. Just call me if you find anything you want to try.
Probably the best thing to do is just try a bunch of things and see how it goes. If I see something we can swap, I should use ZR. Ah, I see something. Wow, that is... Whew. Connect. And then... It's too heavy, a seesaw won't budge. Maybe because of the swap I made? I guess the little ball is about the same, all the weight I can handle. Okay. Whew. Here you come already.
I swore to myself not to repeat my mistakes.
Mistakes?
When somebody's in trouble, you should lend them a hand. Otherwise, you'll definitely regret it. And now, the recklessness of youth has taken over, giving me lightning-fast speed.
I've been thinking, if we could stop this man from running, maybe he wouldn't get squished.
It wouldn't be easy to stop me once the recklessness of youth has taken over.
Stop him, huh? What can I do? Oh, I see. Oh wait, that's a talk. Oops. Hold on. Let me exchange. Let me change out here. Swap back to you. No, no, it. I may have messed up. Hold on. Fast enough to scare even a man like me. Uh-oh, the rugby ball is still in the tree. Ah, behold, the recklessness of youth. Yeah, it's that recklessness of yours that's causing us so much trouble. No one can stop the recklessness of youth. Well, if we can't stop it, I guess we're gonna have to find a way to make it work for us. But if he comes running too fast, we won't have any time to get ready. It looks like figuring out what to do with his recklessness is the key. Oh, in that case, I have an idea. Let's try that, and then... Then you hop. Or maybe not. Look at this funny flattened ball. It's the same shape as that horrible Mino, but it's too far to swap from here. Even this ball is starting to look horrible to me. We have to find a way to get this ball closer to that Mino thing. Knock it down from the tree, I say. There must be something we can do. What do you think of my lightning fast pace? I wish you wouldn't knock it. I wish you would knock it off. I wish you knock it off. That's what I think. We don't have time to prepare. I think we're gonna have to find a way to stop him from running. As far as I can see, the only way to do that is to use the playground equipment. The what? You know, the seesaw, the swing, those things. Precisely. Except there is one more piece of equipment to be exact. Stop him with the equipment, eh? Maybe I should rethink things here. No, it's too... There's nothing here I can... Oops. Well then. Holy shit, this range is insane. Stuff with the same shape, huh? I'm going back. I can't figure this out. Hold on. From the beginning. Okay, so I should do something with the seesaw, which then can let me... I just hit the wrong thing. Although I should probably read up on the character profiles as well. There, the tires should keep that steady. And then we'll flip you up. Yeah, maybe because the swap, that's fine. And then switch you back to Sissel. Sissel can't move very much around with this. Actually, wait, hold on. Maybe I do... Hold on. Change you out. The baseball's lighter. Okay, now we're in the rugby ball. But I need him to stay near Camilla. Yeah, I could see the other reason why flashing lights warning was advised with this when I started the game up. Okay. Anything there? No. But I know what to do now. What needs to happen is, I think, he hits the seesaw with the baseball on it from a different angle. Like, I gotta time it. There's a bit of timing when it comes to figuring out the puzzles here. Which I like. It's a cool idea. Okay, so then swap these. Swap these. Swap these. And then to Sissel. Then to Missile. And then you do... Whoop. And then to Missile. Change out... Nope. Go back over here. Then to Sissel. Actually, no, he needs to be in the baseball. No. Really? Really? Hmm. Wrong button again. So then exchanges with the leaf. No, I gotta go back again. I see the plan of action here, but I don't think that's... It may need to be with the basketball? Oh wait, no, it may need to actually... Maybe I could try it with the tire. Hold on now. Try that. Open. And then swap to Missile. Nope. Hold on. No, no. Wrong buttons, Will. Come on. No, I need to change it with... Yes. All right, let's see if having it on the tire will make it any different. And then to Missile, you go back here. Sissel. Can't do a whole lot with the seesaw in this case. Okay. let's just see how this works with the tire on the seesaw. His range is so short. All right, what happens with this? That didn't really do a whole lot. And it's still shy. So that didn't work. So the baseball would work. Hold on now. I'm trying my best on this. I'm not usually a puzzle games aficionado. So then you change over to here, then to here. There. Then exchange. I see. And then change to Sissel. And then Sissel goes into here. Yeah, I see now. So then he does this little swing. There we go. All right, and then the love letter, we rustle it up. And then the umbrella. All right, the flattened ball, but Oh, no. I know exactly what Nope, I see what I'm supposed to do now. I'm supposed to be able to manipulate the spin part there before he even reaches it. I see now. I see everything now. Wrong button. I just needed to really get a survey of everything, I suppose. Change to missile. Missile, you change the baseball. Then baseball to basketball, then basketball back to baseball. And then actually no, Sissel, basketball. Then missile. There we go. And then back to Sissel. Sissel then does that. Ah, shit, I can't reach it. In that case, there's nothing else of the same shape as that boot. Being in the baseball doesn't really do anything for me. Okay, maybe I need to be a lot faster and make it to the umbrella and have it float down. Maybe that's the idea. Hold on, wait. Is there anything else in the area that I could swap with? There we go. And then float this up. And then hit L, hit L, hit L. Shart. Something with the same shape. Anything missile can do here? Not with the love letters. The leaflets? No. I'm thinking here. Oh, that was so close. If it hit the ball, we could have knocked it down. Is that all this umbrella can be used for? For knocking down the rugby ball? Don't forget about my powers. And don't forget about my recklessness of youth. I didn't forget. I'm just... It's tough to time because it plays out automatically and I can't go into the ghost world. Alright, trying again. But yeah, I doubt I can really help Missile out. If he's got the powers now. Alright. I'm thinking. Maybe the basketball? No. Because the baseball is the only thing that can really make it up there. Make it into the ball. And then from there... No, that wouldn't work. Change back to Sissel. No, it has to be the baseball, I think. Can't manipulate the roundabout thing here. Maybe... Wait a second. I'm gonna try something. Oh, can I not? I can't do it while they're being tricked by Sissel. I see. I can only do it to stationary objects. Interesting. In that case... No, I can't. This is a tough one. So, the baseball flies up and hits it. And I could try with the basketball next time. My brain is actually racking trying to figure this out. I'm sorry for being quiet. It's just this is a tough one. Because we've got a whole new kind of ghost trick element to go under with this. Okay, no, I see. I need to swap it around. In that case... change you around, and then move. And then to the ball, then to that. Can't reach at all. And then reach these around and do some manipulation here. I doubt this will do it, but it's worth a try. Okay, maybe the basketball is it, but maybe instead of the tire being inside of the plaything, it should be the baseball. Maybe he spins too fast and isn't able to get off easy. I don't know. I'm throwing ideas out and I'm not really sure what's gonna work. This is a tough one. That might be it. So then we change back to Sissel. You move this. And you go over there. Change to Sissel. There. Then to Missile. Yeah. Maybe that's it. And then to Sissel again. I'm just, yeah, my brain is being worked a little hard on this one. I'm just trying to figure this out. Okay. Oh wait, shit. I almost forgot to change out for the baseball. Maybe I should have it change out for the tire as well. No, that wouldn't work. Change to Sissel. Missile, you go back to the shovel. Or the trowel, as it's called. That didn't seem to change anything with that. Ah, there we go. Wow, I didn't see this coming. Don't you know the first thing about the globe climber? Huh? Even little children treat it with the respect it deserves. They know that unless you spin it gently, there's no stopping it. Yeah, it does look pretty dangerous. It looks like I'm just destined to fly through the air like this for a while. It just might buy us some time. Maybe he'll just keep on spinning around like that until the whole 4 minutes. I'm sorry, but I don't think I would stand for it that long. But anyway, at least we stopped him from running. Okay, that was the right idea. I needed to spin it whilst he was on it with the baseball. Okay. And then we open the umbrella. And then I think Missile. Oh, Sissel, you go back to the seesaw. Missile, you change that out. Back to the trowel. Sissel, you go to here, probably, I think. Oh. It needed to be the basketball. Okay, then. Okay, well now I know the right course of action here. Basketball, not baseball. Umbrella loops. Umbrella probably creates a ramp for the basketball to hit the rugby ball. Wrong button again. And then Sissel. And then Missile. It's really funny to me that their names rhyme. It's kind of cute, actually. He's so close to slamming into so many things. I know, right? It's like this whole game is like a big old Rube Goldberg contraption. Which is part of the appeal, frankly. I really like this. Good game. Good video game. And then you go back to the trowel. Sissel. You do this, and then boom! And then get this love letter from somebody that probably thought it was a cute idea for it to be like, oh, it's like a ship in a bottle, but like in a balloon, but it ends up in a park tree. Oh man, could you imagine like, you know, like the idea of like, oh, a ship in a bottle that displays the affection of a character that's found years and years after. Can you imagine it? But it's like a balloon scenario with this. Okay, and then we do that, and then... Am I still with the basketball on the... Yes. Okay, Sissel, you... do this. You get over here, probably? I don't know. Okay, let's try this. Okay. So the basketball is now in there. There we go. Hey. And with that, there, we moved the ball. What do you think, Missile? With the ball there, I think I can do it. In just a few seconds, you'll swap Mino with the leaf. And then from there, you could swap Mino one more time. The final moment is near, Missile. Are you ready? You bet! I like Missile. He's a good dog. There's a good dog. All right. All right, so then he does this fucking creepy ass shit. She shoves him. Okay, watch me, Sissel. Here I go! The finishing touches. You can do it, Missile. Swap Mino with that ball. And there. The goodest of puppers, yes. There! How's that? My head has been spared. Truly, that was a try worthy of the gods. And now Mino is right where he belongs. In the trash! We did it again, didn't we? Didn't we? We did it. Nobody has to die! Except for one brave little somebody. Huh? I'm talking about you, Missile. Oh, me? I guess you're right. I'm still dead, aren't I? So now let's get you back and... Now let's go back and save your life. Wait a minute. What is it? Now that I think about it, I think I want to stay dead for a little longer. What? When I was alive, I couldn't even help Miss Camilla when she was in trouble. I want to be able to protect Miss Camilla. And to do that, I need these powers I have now. I see. Perfectly understandable. Even I wish I had powers like that. Hey, we just saved you. Don't wish your life away already. Oh, of course, you're right. Okay, Missile, have it your way. By the way, Mr. Reckless Youth, there's a certain detective who needs that music box you found. When we get back to the present time, could you give it to her? Certainly, you have my word. Let's go back then, to the present. So Missile's now kind of an expansion of our powers. That's really... Oh, I like that. That's neat. And so, Camilla ended up in the hands of the kidnappers. We weren't able to change that part. Lynn listened to my story without saying anything. I'm sorry. I wish there was something else I could have done. No, you did the best you could.
I'm sure she's all right. After all, she has me. Missile? Are you in there? Miss Lynn, leave Miss Camilla to me.
Sorry, had some water.
I know I don't look like much right now, but I'm sure I can help her. Missile.
Uh-oh. Man, this was a DS game originally. Wants to protect her? Sweet thing. I know. Like, that's the bravest little Pomeranian. What a sweet little guy.
I'm going to leave it up to Missile.
It kind of looks like Missile is being left up to the wind. Oh! And I remember saying that this guy was essentially like the Kokiris from Zelda. If I don't know, what the fuck is your deal with your head? Is that your hair hat? What is your deal? You look like you wrapped up a sleeping bag from Academy and just. You look like you took a sleeping bag from Academy and just turned it into a big old hat. Like your hair looks like hair hat looks like a bean bag or something. It looks like a throw pillow or something. Like, what is it? I have something to give. Nonetheless, though, just odd guy. I have something to give you. Stop the park from being turned into a housing site. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. He took something, all right. Yep. Aren't you forgetting your promise? Oh, pardon me. My apologies. This is for you.
Oh. You kept the music box safe, didn't you? Thank you.
Not at all. I was only doing what the Rock of the Gods would have wanted. What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
He's mesmerized by my beauty. Hey, the cat's not allowed to get your tongue.
I love her design, though. Her design is just awesome. The designs of everybody are great. Excuse me, but are you... No, it couldn't be.
Have we met before?
Aren't you that little girl from that time? I'll never forget it. It was 10 years ago in this park.
10 years ago? Are you talking about...
You gotta talk to him. Here in this park, the gods surely control fate. Today, 10 years from that day, we meet once again. If that isn't the power of the gods, then what else is it? It could just be coincidence. But apparently you know our lady detective here. Could you tell us about it? About what happened 10 years ago? Yes, of course. I was actually about to do just that. Rock of the Gods. What's this Rock of the Gods you keep mentioning? Don't you know? It's right there, in front of us. Oh, I thought it was the Mino. Oh, Missile. Oh, buddy.
Missile. Wait a minute. You say gods, but do you mean dogs?
Of course not. Don't be silly. This is no time for ridiculous word games. You are standing just above the Rock of the Gods now. Take a good look at that monument.
Monument?
The Rock of the Gods, Temsick Park.
The Rock of the Gods, and not like the Rock Johnson.
The rock is buried in the ground right there. It's been there these 10 years. He cultivates mushrooms, doesn't he? I'd believe it. I've lived in this park for the past 15 years. I've sustained myself on mushrooms and chicken kitchen orders. I have a horrific diet. The fact that I'm able to stand right now without any kind of fruits or vegetables is certainly concerning. Ever since that day, it flew down from the heavens and showed us a miracle. A miracle? So this rock you've been talking about is a meteorite? Precisely. It dropped from the sky on that day 10 years ago. Yes, of course. Surely you know all about it. Me? 10 years ago. That day, I just happened to be passing through this park. I had no idea that day would change my destiny. The sun was going down, and through the gloom, I heard the scream of a little girl. Now just calm down. Now just calm down and drop that weapon. Because I think I remember this scene. It's when Jode had confronted the person that took Lynn hostage. Stay back! If you come any closer, I'll shoot her! Yeah, so there's Jode on the right. Kind of looking like Detective Gumshoe mixed with Harry Dubois. I peeked out fearfully from the bushes, and I saw some shadowy figures. I didn't see the face of the criminal clearly. I knew I should do something to help, but I couldn't move. The tension was so thick, it was painful. Just when I couldn't stand it any longer. That's when it happened. The sky suddenly burned bluish white. Is this guy the manipulator? The hostage taker? When it crashed into the ground, the meteorite gave off a shower of beautiful fragments. And then I saw it. One of those beautiful fragments pierced into the criminal's back. Oh, so Joe didn't kill him. The judgment of the gods was brought down on the park that day. "10 years ago, the little girl was you. The little girl that was you was saved by the Rock of the Gods." Oh my, I can't believe it. The Rock of the Gods was given the name Temsik, and still today, it lies sleeping deep in the park's earth. And Temsik. I never knew about this Temsik. I always thought Detective Jode was the one who saved me. You were very young then, and you passed out from the shock of being taken hostage. Of course you wouldn't remember. But that's funny. A huge incident like that should have caused quite a stir. I remember it like it was yesterday. Pokemon Go was all the rage and the meteorite fell. Yeah, the Pokemon Go was all the rage, and then the meteorite fell. I had just caught myself a shiny Poliwhirl. Nothing was ever the same after that. The meteor fell. Radiation of it spread like wildfire. Skyscrapers were crumbled into nothing. At least, and then shortly after that, I got a shiny Magmar. I play Pokemon Go every day. God, I used to, but I just kind of reached a point in it where I just didn't really play it a whole lot. It just, I don't know how to put it. It just really... He's still making tunes and has improved. The Pokemon Go game, yeah, I've not picked it up in like, oh god, when was the last time I played it? Like 3, 4, no. It has to be, I think it was 2021. It was like 3-ish years ago. And I remember having fun with it. Once the song one kid's sang and became a joke on the internet. I don't know that one. I don't know the reference you're making. I wasn't... Like, the only thing I really ever did in Pokemon Go was take screenshots of the shinies I caught and made my friends jealous, because I have a... Before I kind of dropped off Pokemon, I kind of became a weird... I became really lucky in the form of getting shiny Pokemon. In fact, I still have a lot of them on my Ultra Moon game, alongside all the ones that probably are still on the on Pokemon Go's cloud save. So yeah, I have quite a bit of them, and some of them are of my favorite Pokemon. You might remember if you saw it, it was everywhere at the time. No, I don't remember any Pokemon Go song. Incidentally, there was a raid that very day. I was left to guard the gym. Go Team Instinct. What team was I on again? I think I was on the Articuno team. No. What? I think it was I think it was Team Valor. Was that the Moltres team? I think it was Team Valor. All right, Combo sent me the thing. What is it? I have no idea what this song is, Combo. I'm looking at the thumbnail of the video. I have no idea what that song is. That song flew over my head. Valor was Moltres. Bro, what? What? I was like... Hold on, when did that come out? What year did that come out in? I can probably pinpoint exactly what I might have been doing. Well, not exactly, but I might be able to tell you what I was doing instead of listening to that song. What year? Tell me. Tell me. I can inform you. But yeah, Pokemon Go was fun for me for a little while, but as I said, just over time, I used it less and less, and I uninstalled it because all it really was doing was taking up space and was a really big battery drain. But I had my fun with it. I got my shinies out of it. I was still trying to hope for one day that I could get a shiny Cyndaquil, but it never happened. I still have yet to ever get one of those. But as I said, I've not really been as into Pokemon lately, if ever. If anything, other creature capturing games have caught my attention. Like, there's one called Creature Keeper that looks cute. That's an indie game. That Dragon Quest Monsters game I really want to play. And yeah, just, I've been kind of not into Pokemon as much in recent years. It's just, my interest has drawn to other places, and Sword and Shield didn't exactly ignite my interest at all. Especially considering how Pokemon seems to continue to want to do the yearly release schedule, despite how people have been very vocal towards that being a not so good idea. Like, everybody's saying, like, come on, Pokemon Company, your graphics are not up to par. Please give your game devs more time to actually develop a video game that doesn't look like what they do. And you want an exemplar of it? Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince. In fact, sometime after that game released, they released a patch that made the game's frame rate smoother and have better textures and resolution. It's possible! Pokemon Company just won't do it though, because they have to keep up the yearly releases in order for the money to keep flowing, the merchandise to keep being made. And it sucks, because there's some Pokemon projects out there that I really like Pokemon Concierge. I fucking liked that a lot. I liked that one a lot. It was a really cute little series. And it kind of made me wish that we could see more like slice of life-ish kind of Pokemon stories versus the Grand Adventure stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with Grand Adventure stuff, but I just want to see Pokemon and people chilling. That's it. I want to see let's see, what would be really funny? I want to see like a college student playing a pro fighting game with a Lucario, or what Pokemon have opposable thumbs? Or with a Mankey, or a Machoke, or something. Like, just he's playing fighting games with this Pokemon, and like the Pokemon wins and he gets all salty or something. I don't know. Like a guy going out. There is literally this picture of a guy who had a Squirtle in his backpack, and his Squirtle was swiping on his phone to look at pictures. And it's like, I want more of that. And understanding how they work more like with the Snap games. Yeah. If anything, we need more spin-offs. Like, some of the spin-offs have been doing pretty well, at least as far as I remember. The Pokemon Mystery Dungeon remake that was done a little while ago kind of was a bit of an undercooked situation, but... Well... You know what? No, it's going to keep bugging me. Machoke has opposable thumbs, so Machoke could play fighting games. Machamp, Machoke, Mr. Mime! Although Mr. Mime would probably mime a controller. But it'd be like a fully functioning controller, though. That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, Mankey doesn't have opposable thumbs, I remember now. Oranguru. Although Oranguru would probably be a CRPG streamer. Like, Oranguru would probably play Baldur's Gate 3 or something. Point is, I want more slice of life Pokemon stories. I want more of that. Because those were really cute. You know, Pokemon Concierge, I'd recommend that to anybody that was a past or present Pokemon fan. I smiled through that. Mostly because I watched it shortly after I finished Carol and the End of the World. Which was a beautiful series, but had its very depressing moments. And also real moments. So, yeah. And you talk about Pokemon Ranger Ice. I don't know how well a Pokemon Ranger game could do nowadays, and I'm not even sure how Emulation would do regarding that, because DS game Emulation has improved a lot, but I don't see how working it with I don't know how you control it with a mouse, because it works with a stylus, but I don't know how well it would work with a mouse. But yeah, I just kind of fell off Pokemon because it just felt like the spirit kind of has been waning, which some say came back a bit with Scarlet and Violet, but I feel like the spirit of Pokemon went away when they're starting to sell the Pokédex back to us in expansions for money. That's where I'm starting to sort of see things go a bit south with that. I love a game where you can explore like in Legends again. That game was a lot of fun to run around in. I have yet to ever play Legends, and still uncertain if I really want to. As I said, I've got other games that I'm far more interested in right now in terms of the content. I like that Cyndaquil's a starter you can choose in it. That made me pretty happy. Although I still prefer OG Typhlosion over Hisuian Typhlosion. I also wish Typhlosion had a better shiny. Ugh. Anywho, we're off track. Bit of a Pokemon rant thing because, you know, I love the series many years ago, but after Sword and Shield, my feelings towards it has soured, and now I just feel kind of ambivalent towards the series. Like, I understand it can still have a lot of appeal and still have its good, really great moments and cool other IPs outside of the main series, but if you were asking me like, hey, if they announced another Pokemon game after this expansion release, would you play it? I'd shake my head. Although there was a bit of news that came up a little bit ago that got people's eyebrows raised with concern. With more concern than surprise. The Pokemon Twitter account released a video of Reshiram flying through the sky, and it was like after the events of Black and White, and its N flying around on Reshiram. Just that, nothing else to it. People's immediate speculation was they're doing Black and White remakes, and if they do that, people are pointing towards the people that did the Diamond and Pearl remakes and saying, please don't do that again, because people really, really don't like those remakes. And I thought, like, why don't they like those remakes? Turns out it's mostly because they never really imported any of this interesting stuff from Platinum, like having more than just a couple fire types, and also it just was an incredibly undercooked remake. like more like 1-to-1 in the bad way. So, yeah. If black and white remakes ever actually come around, people are hoping that it's not going to be like that. So, yeah. I mean, at the very least, those Diamond and Pearl remakes have made it easy for people to hop into that game and mod it. I've seen some mods go around in it that have really amped up the animation in a lot of Pokemon attacks. Which I tell you, seeing that was like seeing people actively go into the actual games and modify the animations to be more lively for certain attacks. Like, oh, here's a Pokemon doing a far more dynamic swinging animation for Mach Punch or something, or things like that. You just think like, wow, I understand that it's a lot of creatures to animate, but still, maybe if Pokemon Company gave more time to the devs, they could actually, you know, put animation on the Pokemons aside from them just doing an idle. Anywho, huge incident. A huge incident like that would have caused quite a stir. It's strange you never heard of it, Lynn. It is, isn't it? It is, isn't it? But now that I think about it, I remember I didn't want to think about what happened. I avoided the news, and I never came back to this park again. That's why I didn't know anything about it. The meteorite was named Temsic after the name of this park that it fell in. And then the Rock of the Gods was forgotten. Now an awful thing is happening. They're talking about turning the park into a housing site. I'll never forget the miracle I witnessed that day. And so I've taken up residence in this park and am trying to appeal to the people. Protect the park, the Rock of the Gods. That is my mission. Horrible diet be damned. I'll just become homeless like my favorite character Nanba and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I see. Oh, Missile. Well, Missile said, I just want to protect Camilla, so maybe he'll end up returning to his body somehow. I'm taking you with me, Missile. So, 10 years ago, the little girl that was Lynn wasn't aware of the meteorite. I get that, but Detective Jode, on the other hand, there's no way he didn't know about this Temsic thing. And if he knew...
And the man died. I took his life.
What was that confession of his all about? The rocks of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago changed the destinies of many people's lives, like the ripples on a pond when a pebble is dropped in. With every answer I get, I learn about a new mystery. Will I ever be able to break the chain of mysteries before dawn? Because remember, everybody, this is all taking place in one day. Anyway, now that we have the evidence we need, we decided to meet up again at the minister's office. Besides, there are a few things I want to ask Detective Jode. We found the music box, Detective Jode.
Good job, Lynn. I knew you would. Once everything had been resolved, I had wanted you to give this to him.
Him? You mean Inspector Cabanela, right? What a year this day has been. Yeah, it's like, I imagine Lynn's, so the thing is, Lynn's accused of murder as well for shooting Sissel, but it turns out it was the manipulator. It's like everybody's gonna be like, oh man, what a year this past 3 hours have been. What a year this past day has been. What a year this past week has been. What a year this past nanosecond has been.
I don't suppose he'll ever forgive me.
Detective Jode.
Now then, let's get this thing open. There's a certain knack to it, you know. See?
He calls that a knack? Looks more like brute strength to me. Well, the guy's probably got the strength for it. How did that fit in there? Hello?
You should find scorch marks on the grip.
Scorch marks.
When Camilla built her contraption, she used a special kind of string. It's a kind magicians use. It burns up in an instant and disappears.
Insert DBZ. Do you know how long a minute is?
Exactly.
Why would little Camilla use something like that?
I don't know. Maybe because she's a detective's daughter. Not leaving any evidence behind and all that. In the case report, there was mention of some scorch marks.
So yeah, Camilla set up a Rue Goldberg contraption to light birthday candles for her mom, but somebody manipulated the contraption to fire the gun instead.
When it happened, Camilla was watching from her hiding place. She saw the flame run to the gun, something she naturally didn't include in her design. I took the gun out of the flame and replaced it with a picture. The frame and replaced it with a picture. If you remove the picture, you should find scorch marks behind it on the frame too. And those marks should match up with the ones on the gun.
In other words,
it proves the contraption existed there in that room that day.
kids these days and their firearms, yeah. Kids these days and their Rue Goldberg contraptions.
And it didn't work. And it didn't work the way your little girl intended, is that right? Exactly. Some cowardly culprit modified the design. But that angle was never brought up in court, and so, as Justice Minister, I must call off the execution at this point.
I knew I was right. It wasn't Detective Jode. We could finally prove that. Thank goodness.
Thank you, Lynn. In those eyes of yours, I see the eyes of that little girl from 10 years ago.
All right, let's talk.
Sissel, if you hadn't come to my cell tonight, I would be gone by now, without ever having known any of this. This is what I deserve. That's what I told myself these past 5 years. But things are different now. Thanks to you, my eyes have finally been opened.
Tonight, I've come into contact with a lot of people's lives and gotten involved in their fates. And the only reason I was doing it was to regain my own lost memory. But things are different now. We're connected to each other somehow. I just know it. And that's why I need to ask you a few more questions in order to find the truth about us.
Fair enough. Fire away.
Manipulator. Sissel told me all about it, Detective Jode. About the manipulator.
Yes. And it looks like this manipulator really did a number on the minister too.
Ow! Please don't pick on the minister. If he dies again, I'm the one who has to save him.
Oh.
Sissel, do you think that's what happened to me too?
What are you talking about, Lynn? Don't tell me. You were manipulated too?
There was always a part of me that just couldn't believe it. That image of the one who shot me.
Sorry, this is Sissel talking. I kind of wish when it gets to these scenes, I wish it would have a nameplate or something to say who's talking. Sorry, drinking water.
But now I see the possibility of a new explanation. But who is it? And why did they do it? And Camilla's contraption. That contraption was a birthday surprise for Camilla's mother, wasn't it?
That's right.
Something's been bothering me about it. I feel like I know that device from somewhere. No surprise there. You lost your life once tonight because of that machine.
Right? I knew it! See, Detective Jode?
No, I'm afraid I don't see.
I told Detective Jode about it. Yeah, we found something similar in the basement of the junkyard superintendent. Or supervisor, not superintendent.
I told him about seeing the exact same contraption tonight in a completely different place.
That's very strange indeed. A junkyard on the edge of town. I've never heard of the place. And what's more, I've never told a single soul about that contraption.
You haven't? That old pigeon guy. Who in the world is he? And then Temsic. Detective Jode. You must have heard this name before. Temsic. The meteorite that fell in the park 10 years ago. You were there.
So you found out about that, did you?
I hear that meteorite saved little Lynn's life.
That's right. I couldn't do anything to help Lynn that day.
But in that case, I don't get it. If it's true, doesn't it mean you didn't steal somebody's life away?
What are you talking about?
Detective Jode, you told me that 10 years ago. The person who killed the perpetrator in the park was you.
What? But it was the meteorite!
I wasn't lying. I stole that man's life away. No question about it. It was entirely my fault. I was just about to shoot him. I would have shot him in the next instant if the meteorite hadn't come. At that point, I was already a murderer.
That's not true! You were trying to save me!
Lynn, I'm sorry, but I don't think that's really it.
Huh? What? The truth about 10 years ago.
On that day 10 years ago, a different incident happened in another place.
Another place?
Yes, in the police headquarters interrogation room. The worst sort of incident. A suspect who was being questioned escaped.
Wow, I didn't know about that.
It happened to be there I happened to be there in the detective division, so I joined the chase. Unfortunately, or so I guess, unfortunately, I was able to track him down alone in the park. Hold it right there! I fired a warning shot. I wanted to catch him bad. That warning shot made him panic. At the time, I was young and green. I was a young and green detective, brandishing my sense of justice like a sword. I made him panic and got you involved, Lynn. It was all my fault.
Detective Jode.
All I could see was my target. I couldn't even see you. I'm sorry, Lynn.
So the man who grabbed me died that day.
These last 10 years, I've never forgotten his face. And then a few years after that, when my wife Alma died in such a mysterious way, I thought it was fate, my punishment for what I'd done. I painted pictures in my cell, nothing but portraits of people's faces. All the faces of the many people I'd met in my life and didn't want to forget.
And Cecil, for some reason, was on there.
And tonight, I finished my last portrait, the final face I wanted to remember. The final face. The face of the man in the park that day.
Wait, just 1 minute. That can't be. I saw that painting. I saw the face you painted tonight. It was Cecil. It was my face! Are you telling me I was the man in the park that time?
That's right. That face of yours is the face I saw 10 years ago. The face of the man whose life I stole. Of the man who was pronounced dead at the scene.
Hold on, Detective Jode.
That can't be true. I just met Sissel for the first time tonight. And he died right in front of me.
By the way, the name that I know the man in the park that day by isn't Sissel.
What?
From the first minute I laid eyes on you tonight, I've been wondering, who in the world is this guy?
Oh. Mr. Minister?
Inspector Cabanella, where are you?
Just be quiet and listen. This is our demand.
What? Demand?
Our demand hasn't changed. The execution must be tonight. Once we've confirmed it's been carried out, we'll release the hostage.
What are you talking about, Inspector Cabanella? And you know it wasn't my daughter who was abducted.
Does it really matter who the hostage is? A life is a life. Even if it's the daughter of a death row prisoner. Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and wait for our call. Cabanella? Oh, he's in with whoever wants Joe dead. What is it, Mr. Minister? You look paler than ever.
What in the world? What's going on? Inspector Cabanella!
The rock of the gods that fell from the sky 10 years ago twisted the fates of many people and started a chain of tragic events. And even now, the chain continues to grow ever longer. Inspector Cabanella's call proved that to us. And the greatest mystery of all has risen to the surface. Who is this me I've been chasing all night? Who am I? I'm even further from knowing that when I started. Oh, I'm intrigued. Okay, so somehow Sissel died but came back, and he's not really Sissel. Alright, I think I'll keep playing for a little longer, probably up to the 3-hour mark, and then I think I'll end after that. Whew, this is good twists, very good stuff. 10 years ago, a man named Sissel took a little girl named Lynn hostage, and then was killed by a meteorite fragment. Tonight, a man named Sissel met a detective named Lynn at a junkyard on the edge of town, and then was killed by a bullet. But the scene I find waiting for me on the other end of the phone line feels like the final nail in the coffin of my lost memory. What the fuck? I see. Myself. What the fuck? There you are, Commander Sith. Finally. Sissel, where have you been, my good man? We've been looking for you everywhere. Had a little unfinished business to take care of. Didn't think it would take this long. What about your people? They sure went out of their way to mess me up. I say, I believe we fulfilled every one of your conditions in our little deal. What right do you have to complain about anything outside of our bargain? We can talk about that when we get together. This will be our last communication by telephone. We'll arrive in 1 hour. I look forward to seeing you, Sissel. What the fuck? I sleep? Good night. Good night, Ice. Hope you have a good sleep. Dawn is approaching. The darkness surrounding my own mystery is deep. But I know it's always darkest before the dawn. Yes. We're nearing the final stages of our little deal, my good man.
Yes, sir. All preparations are complete, sir. And we just had a report, sir. Lights have been spotted, sir.
Have they now? By all means, let me have a look.
I have to be rough with the console, sir, much like my favorite character, the Fonz. From Happy Days.
Yes, we're very close.
We will now disconnect from the communication cable and have no service until we arrive, sir.
Very well. This is really good stuff. Oh. Oh, you're just completely... Oh, it's a submarine! Oh! Huh. Also, seems the commander's the only one with a bed. Nice try, Inspector Cabanella. But you could never stop me. See ya, sucker. Well, we got a... So, that submarine guy and his people have a deal going with me, do they? If that's the case, they probably aren't the ones who killed me, right? Anyway, there's definitely something behind the inspector's death. I think I'd better talk to him. And here we go. I am loving this mystery. Hey, do you think you could wake up for me? Oh boy, still unconscious, eh? I guess he hasn't been dead for very long then. I'll just go ahead and go back to 4 minutes before his death. I'm a little nervous about what I might see there, though. But if that's where I'm gonna find my answers, I can't run away from it. It's still a cool looking clock. I want that as a coaster.
Once the criminal gets the punishment he deserves, the hostage will go free. Carry out the execution immediately and we'll wait for our call.
That's a good boy. Gee, a hostage sure is a handy thing. And gives me complete control over the top police inspector in the country. What's the matter? All those broken bones smart a bit? What's it like to feel pain? Does it make you feel alive?
Why are you doing this?
Now, is that any kind of question for a top inspector to ask? Isn't it obvious? Revenge, of course. Revenge on all the people who stole my life away 10 years ago.
Don't be ridiculous. It was a meteorite that stole your life, or have you forgotten that?
Wrong! I was murdered by all of you! Your hand is toasting. Detective Jode, who chased me down and forced me into a corner, even though I was innocent. Lynn, that girl who was running right there, where I was running.
Lynn? She was just an innocent little girl playing in the park.
If that brat hadn't been there, I would have thought of Lynn, if that brat hadn't been there, I never would have thought of taking a hostage.
That's the most self-centered garbage I've ever heard.
And finally, you, Inspector Cabanella.
Me?
If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid. You were so proud of your spotless record, and my case was one blot on it, wasn't it? Only 2 people know the real truth, me and Detective Jode. I bet tonight's execution will be quite a relief to you, won't it? One of the people who knew about the stain on your record will disappear for good. That's why you didn't help him escape from prison. That's the kind of guy you are.
I got nothing to say to you. You'd never listen anyway. Oh, fuck. Oh! Whoa, that's... He got...
Now then, Inspector. Time to make a big red stain on your spotless white coat. Oh, that's... This was another condition of my deal. To wipe out everybody who knew about Tensik. Okay. So he can... So he's... Okay.
Revenge? That's what I'm up to? None of this makes any sense.
Hey, man. Mind telling me what's going on?
Inspector Cabanella, he's awake.
My head's spinning, baby. Am I to understand that Cabanella character who just got shot is me?
That's right.
And you're supposed to be the scoundrel there who just shot me?
I guess so.
But you couldn't be, could you?
Huh?
After all, the guy in the red suit just walked out the door, right? So, who are you?
I guess I just have to face it. I'm not that Sissel guy. I'm somebody who's searching for himself. That's why I'm here to save you. At the very least, you have information about the guy in red information I need.
So you came on a rescue mission now, did you? Nothing like the sound of that, baby.
Sorry, that was a weird sentence.
Nothing like the sound of that, baby. Because there's a very important life here somewhere, a life valuable to this nation. Okay, do your thing, baby.
The twists and turns coming up are just awesome. I love it. Yeah, be a good hostage.
So are you a manipulator too?
I've got ghost tricks, powers of the dead, yeah. But I can't control living creatures.
Anywho, I think you'd better be very careful. That guy in red is a manipulator. Naturally, he knows about powers like yours. If he realizes you're here, things might get a little sticky.
You're right. I'd better be careful. Look at him. There's that something emanating from his body. Is it really the sign of having special powers of the dead?
No, if I close the spout lid. Yeah. Bunch of broken ribs.
What's going on? I've never seen the ghost world like this.
So you're here, are you?
He sensed my presence.
I noticed you. You think you can stop me, do you? I don't know why you're wearing my face, but you might as well give up now. I control everything. Damn it!
Everything, including the life of this police inspector in white. Wait, don't shoot!
Okay. So no manipulation with that.
This other me knows the powers of the dead well.
Who wouldn't notice what you just did? You were practically shouting, "Look at me, baby!"
It looks like it might be hard to save you under these circumstances. I guess I can't use my powers right in front of him like that.
Guess I'd better rewind the clock. Okay. So this is gonna get this will be a lot harder since he notices this stuff. Maybe with the maybe when he hits the spout, the tea kettle thing, I close it? Yeah, just smack the thing down. Oh.
The fuck? Look at this place.
How in the fuck?
What in the world happened here?
Think I'm starting to remember. Something bad happened here, and now there's another death lying hidden here.
What? Another death?
Didn't I tell you from the start? Didn't I say there was a very important life, valuable to the nation here?
I thought you were talking about you.
I'm just a crazy character in a white coat, baby.
The pigeon. Hey, come to think of it, where's that old pigeon guy? Aha! There we go. Then we go to 4 minutes before his death. Excuse me? Are you awake? Of course. I never sleep during work hours.
Professor, do you recognize me?
There's only one crazy character in a white coat that I know of. He hasn't lost his memory. I'm not the type who likes losing things. Never mind that. Cabanela, this is quite a surprising guest you've brought with you. Pretending like he didn't just blow up the place. Are you talking about me?
Oh, this is a different guy, and I'm his guest, actually. He said he came to rescue us. Unlike you, my sharp friend, he still hasn't gotten his memories back.
Pitiful. Ouch, that hurts. Anyway, now I'll be going back to 4 minutes before your death. In order to change your fate, that is.
But aren't we already in the past, man?
But we can go back even further. I've done it before. Still, I don't see a path to saving Inspector Cabanela. But if we go back further, maybe I'll find a lead. Alright. So now... Oh, Cabanela was with him. Oh!
How many times do I have to tell you, Professor, this place is dangerous?
Don't be daft. I can't leave now. He's completely dead, but just as I thought, I'm getting a reading. This is the source of his powers. If I remove it...
He's not dead? He's just not there. The true form of the manipulator isn't something you can detect. It's a spirit.
Ridiculous. So you figured it all out, huh? Okay. You're a clever man, Inspector Cabanela.
So, it's really true. You're...
I wasted a lot of time tonight because of you, Inspector. But it's all just like you said. I died 10 years ago. This body is just a vessel, a shell. I control everything. The shell, people. Just like I controlled the Justice Minister and Lynn.
So it's true. You were manipulating my baby that time. You made her shoot your shell. But why? Why would you do a thing like that?
To create conclusive evidence, you know, on that security tape. Now she's a murderer too. She'll suffer just like Joe did. Now then, Professor, I'm afraid it's time for you to die. I don't have any grudges against you. I'm even grateful to you. Oh yeah? So why don't you let me live then? I'll be leaving this country forever tonight, but before I do, I need to erase all evidence that these powers of mine exist. Along with the contraption in this room. This time, the thing will work the way it was meant to, and it'll be all over. Cupid won't turn this time. He'll shoot his little arrow this way.
Professor, look out!
Oh, that's how he got broken ribs. Okay. I see. Dynamite, eh? When the devil did he put that there?
He planned it all out tonight. Having my baby shoot him, having his corpse disappear.
His corpse disappeared? Ah,
that medical examiner. Remember him? He was a complete and utter imposter.
Do.
He said he was going to take the corpse back to the lab. But he'd already made a deal with the manipulator to meet him and give him the body back. But I wasn't going to let that happen, baby.
You saw through their plan, eh?
I noticed right away the medical examiner didn't know the first thing about examining a body. I knew he was a fake, so I tracked him down and bought him off.
Bought him off?
I had him smuggle the corpse into this room. I thought we could find the source of his powers. Of course, never in my wildest dreams did I think his abilities were powers of the dead.
Anyway, there isn't much time. He's leaving the country before dawn. And I'm gonna follow him, of course, after I save you two. But something's been nagging at the back of my mind. I remember what Ray said to me that day. He said that spirits cease to exist when the day breaks. But if that's true, how could a spirit from 10 years ago still be here?
No time for thinking now, baby. Action is the name of the game. Work your magic and take us back, even further into the past.
I gotta turn the Cupid. That's what I gotta do. I could open the hatch and be funny about it. Measuring device.
All right, man. Jump in there and stop that explosion, would you?
Easy enough for you to say. Foolish of you to say, too. If you stop the explosion, he'll just do me in some other way.
Fair enough. Then jump in there and take care of that man in the red, would you?
I repeat, easy enough for you to say. And most likely impossible to boot. That huge explosion didn't even make him bat an eye.
Well, what do you propose then, Prof? Pray tell.
Your best bet is to save me during the explosion without him noticing. Easy enough for you to say. Any hoots? Yeah, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what to do. Save him during the explosion. Maybe I could blow... Nah, that probably wouldn't work. Would it? Nah, I don't want to risk it. Then he raises up. I'm gonna try and give this a try. Cabanella's animations are always so fun to look at. All right. I'll be leaving this country. Need to erase all evidence that the powers exist. Sissel. Hey, I know that voice. Help me. Where are you? Find me. Before I'm carried away.
What's with that frail-sounding call for? What was that frail-sounding call for help?
He's here somewhere. A friend of yours? Yep, a little guy that looks a little fragile, but he has strength that surprise you. Well, he's asking you to help find him.
Before he's carried away, no less.
But I'm almost out of time. Should I look for him?
have to rescue without stopping the explosion. Is that even possible? Alright.
Oh, well.
Could the fact that the professor is standing on it have anything to do with it?
I may look small, but I'm pretty heavy set. He sounds so proud of that fact, too.
This door. Such a pity. Too bad it doesn't open downward. Sometimes life can be so hard. Wouldn't you agree, Professor?
Yeah, that's why we're both dead. Door that opens downward, huh? What's this measuring device? What in the world is this thing? This device has that meteorite data entered into it. If it detects Temsic radiation, it responds.
Got that, kid? Isn't it a lovely thing?
I guess sometimes it's important not to think about things too much. What a sorry pair. Okay, I have to go back from the beginning. I was thinking, oh, just wait for the explosion to go near and then I can hit the hatch. Nope, hatch opens upward. You're gonna set the contraption in motion. Oh yeah. I just thought. He just thought he'd blow me up is what he thought. Oops, that was my bad. But there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my tricks on in this room. I'm just shy on that. All right, hold on. If the Cupid turns around, I need to try and get the Cupid to turn around. That's my plan. Okay, so so Sissel himself, oh, see, it's interesting. Like, so the man that Jode had confronted 10 years ago was Sissel, but we seem to have like a different kind of Sissel with a different personality. It's weird. Really weird. All right, so we speed this up. Oh, I can't manipulate the Cupid. Okay, then. In that case, from the beginning. So it opens up upward. And then that's just the floor upstairs. Maybe... Okay, so he backs up. And then... Can't open it. Standing on it have anything to do with it? He's more heavy set than he looks, too. Why are you asking me? This door. Such a pity it doesn't open downwards. Damn it. Nope.
Hmm. Nope, speeding that up doesn't work. I can't get to anything else around here. So for the professor, he'll be leaving the country, and then you move that down.
As you perhaps have already noticed, time is running out, baby.
Yeah, no perhaps about it, I know. But you know, there aren't a whole lot of things I can use my ghost tricks on in here. It looks like it's all over. Unless I find another path, I'm sort of at a deadlock here. Sissel. Hey, I know that voice. Help me. Where are you? Find me. Before I'm carried away. Frail sounding call. He's here somewhere. Little guy that looks a little fragile, but he has the strength that can surprise you. Before he's carried away. Kind of wish I could see what else is interactable whilst I'm trying to figure this out. There's a ball down there. There's the toolbox up there. We already saw that. Sissel. There he is again. Farewell.
Sounds like your little pal was carried away.
Where was he? Maybe you should have tried to find him somehow.
Maybe you should have looked around, you know, from the corner to corner.
Okay, so yeah, start over. I see. In that case... there's rats. I mean, yeah, there's 2 rats there. There's a tire. Before he's carried away. If it's Missile, the last we saw him was on a leaf. Yeah, leave the country. It has to be down here, right? Find me before I'm carried away. Okay, no, it was Missile. He's on a leaf in the water. Sissel! Here I am! Oh, hey, it's Missile! What are you doing there? Do you really have to ask? Seriously, are you really going there? No, that's okay. Never mind. Anyway, I need your powers. Will you help me? Of course! Here, let me come join you. Okay, here I am, Sissel. Now maybe things will flow in a new direction. Even though the flow of the sewer is a little bit stinky. Except... okay, so we need to do a swap. Do you remember how to use my powers? Yeah, you swap things that are the same shape. I always been carried by the wind, and falling into the river, I realized something. If you look at a thing from a different angles, it looks different. You know, that's a pretty good point for a little doggy who came in the sewage. Okay, so if things have a different perspective to them, I could change them around. What am I missing here? I need to do something with Missile's powers, but I don't know what. Okay, we got rats, we are the rats.
Now that's what I call some proper commotion.
I'm making that trash dance.
Truth be told, I feel a bit like dancing now myself.
It's getting harder and harder to hold my wild instincts back. What a dangerous bunch. That might not have been the right move. Oh! There we go. Well, that's a... Oh! Interesting. So we swapped that for the trash lid. Sorry, little pigeon. As for you, Inspector, I have a little job for you.
I can't move. I think I have 4 or 5 broken bones.
I don't mind. It won't prevent me from manipulating you. It might make it hurt a little bit when I move you, though. Quite a bit, actually.
Damn you!
We saved him! I can't believe it. You lot actually pulled it off. Sorry, Inspector Cabanella. I couldn't do anything to help you.
And there I am, a poor broken heap of arms and legs. But no matter, I enjoyed this show. The magic disappearing act, that is, nothing like it, baby.
Yeah, except, unlike a normal magic trick, I'm the one that managed to vanish without a trace here. And there we go. Except now we gotta figure out how to save Cabanella. What's the matter? You look like you'd rather be dead, not that you aren't.
I was just remembering the fact, right about now. The real me has given the poor Justice Minister a real fright.
Oh, that phone call? Yeah, he was pretty upset. Excuse me, mister? You really shouldn't be mean like that.
And what's this lively little creature?
Oh, this little doggy is the warrior who keeps Camilla safe. Or he would be if he was actually still full of life.
Camilla. Gods in heaven, what a terrible thing. That poor little girl, taken hostage.
It's a cruel twist of fate indeed. Wait just a minute, Miss Camilla is a hostage?
Yes, we're sorry, little warrior.
Miss Camilla? A hostage? What's a hostage? Anyway, Inspector Cup, I like that. That's good. I like that. That's fun. It's time to save your life now.
But you couldn't get very far when you tried before, am I right?
But this time it's different, right, Sissel? That's right. With us working together, it's a whole different situation. We'll save the Inspector in white, and then we'll go rescue Camilla, okay? Okay, let's hurry up and get through this.
Gee, kids, you're making me feel like an afterthought.
I really like these characters. They're really good. All right, let's get started. Inspector Cabanella is upstairs. So our first step is to get up there. Sissel, I'll go up first and wait for you. Because he's got the reach. Okay, Lovey-Dove, we need your help. Carry this measuring device upstairs. It has Mr. Ghost in it, so don't drop it. I wonder if doves make good pets. They probably do. People likely had them. Some people have pigeons as pets, so I could see it. There you are, Sissel. Sorry for the wait, Missile. 4 minutes from now, the Inspector will be killed by a gun.
You just jump in there and stop him from firing, would you?
There you go again with that stuff. Besides, it doesn't make any sense. If you stop him from firing, he'll just kill you some other way. Wait a minute. That sounds familiar. Yep, same situation as mine. Your best bet, this time around, is to allow him to shoot and then save Cabanella without him noticing. Whew, that's even worse than last time.
Anywho, jump in there and do something.
Okay, I'm ready to jump in, Sissel. Don't forget, whenever you want to use my powers, just tap ZR. Alright. What's able to be manipulated around here? I see. I can't reach anything, so it's up to Missile here. Except the teapot, I can reach that. Alright, yeah, stole his life 10 years ago. Oh, did you see that? That bad Sissel turned around. Do you have to call him that? But yeah, maybe this is our chance to try some ghost tricks.
It's the only time he takes his eyes off me, too.
If you have something to do, do it now. Time to take the first steps towards saving the Inspector. It needs to be something that can look close enough to it. Missile can reach all the way over there.
All right, and then the kind of guy that you are. Yeah, then he shoots. Ah, you bring it closer. Examine. I want to move this. Move this. Yikes, I'm a little scared right now. Why didn't he die?
Because he's already dead. He died 10 years ago. I knew full well he wouldn't die if I shot him.
Then why did you go to the trouble of shooting him at all? But now the situation's changed slightly. All right. Oh, I see. Oh, would you look at that? Right on the hook.
I love knit hats. So warm and most of all soft.
Hey now, Hey, now that I'm looking at it, it's the same shape as the helmet you just knocked down. Huh, I thought so. Move you. All right, wipe out everybody that knew about Temsic. Split second. Would you look at that? The bullet is hanging mid-air between the gun and the inspector's forehead. Now's our chance. I'm hearing the bullet right now. Let's swap this thing with something else.
What?
It's our only hope. There's gotta be something here with the same shape and the direction as the bullet. The helmet. What the He's just cool about it. He's like, all right, cool, that works. I don't think he... How did he not? It looks like you pulled off another magic disappearing act.
And now I say again, I love knit hats. So warm and most of all, soft.
Did I do all right? You did a fine job, little one. You saved another life. Now keep doing it too. Over and over. What I saw in just these 4 minutes gave me all the answers I've been looking for.
All our research these past 10 years pales in comparison, right, Professor?
So you two were working together.
That's about the size of it, yeah. Who would believe a story about a manipulator? So we pursued it ourselves, just the two of us.
I'm quite a crazy character myself, after all. Okay, let's hurry back. Back to our time. We have to rescue Miss Camilla. You're right, Missile. And there's a certain guy I have to follow, too. So I guess now he's calling the people that have Camilla to meet up with them. Except Camilla's still got some broken bones. After completing his revenge on Inspector Cabanela, the man in red left. And now a new story is about to unfold in a new present. How are you feeling, you old crazy character?
Hey there, Prof. We're both alive, I see. Yeah, nothing like it, baby. But I don't know if I'm getting old or what. I've got a few aches and pains here and there. Used to be a little thing like an explosion wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, right. Like I'm going to believe that. So what? The guy in red is gone, eh?
Just in case, I posted special investigation units all around the building. Let's just pray the boys come through for us.
Dude, you have broken bones.
Damn it! Picked a bad time not to listen to me, body of mine.
All right. Oh. Well, it looks like both of their deaths were erased. Unfortunately, in this case of the inspector in white, I can't call it a complete success. But in any case, these two have the information I need to start tracking the manipulator. I better talk to them.
Excuse me, had a hiccup.
All right. Once this chapter's done, I'm gonna stop for now.
If I knew things were going to end up like this, I would have tried to die in that explosion, baby. That way, I could have been dancing after the Big Red by now.
I might be able to erase deaths, but it's true I can't do much about injuries. But really, you shouldn't talk that way.
Yes, sorry. I suppose you're right. I just hate feeling so helpless. He was right. He was right there within my grasp. All our plans were resting on tonight. And then this had to happen.
I guess he's thinking about his spotless record. It's not too late, Inspector. We still have a chance. Maybe I can catch him.
Say, you're right. That's not a bad idea. I'll cooperate with you fully. Go ahead and fire away with any questions you like, Mr. Ghost.
Revenge. The guy mentioned revenge. Revenge against the people who stole his life away 10 years ago. He's a fool. He's the one who made the decision to take that little girl hostage, and he wound up dead. And he only has himself to blame. But what about when he said this? But yeah, I guess that explains why he wasn't. I'm guessing that also explains why he wasn't screaming pain from his hand being burned on the stove, because he's a dead body. Detective Jode, who forced me into a corner, Lynn, the girl who's playing in the park, and finally you, Inspector Cabanella. If you hadn't done what you did, I never would have pointed a gun at that kid.
Yes. 10 years ago on that day, the Special Investigation Unit was working on a certain big case. We hauled in a young man, an important witness to our investigation. And then I did it. I made two very stupid mistakes.
Detective, That should be I'm telling you. That's a pretty glaring grammar thing right there. It should be I'm telling you. Detective, I'm telling you. I don't know anything about it.
Fine. You're under no obligation to talk, of course. But if you don't, the Special Investigation Unit can make the rest of your life a living hell.
But I
just been assigned to the Special Investigation Unit, you see. They didn't share much info on big cases with a newbie like me yet, and I wanted to impress them. It was only supposed to be a simple matter of taking his statement. But I was too green. I pushed him too hard. I drove him into a corner and made him lose all hope. That was my first mistake. And then I made another mistake on top of that. Cabanella, got a minute? The chief wants to see you about your report. Got it. I'll be right there. You stay right here and be a good boy.
Still walks like a douche, though.
And that's when I did it. I left it behind in the interrogation room. My gun.
How could... He left his gun? You're an actual...
What the fuck?
He used my gun to escape. What he said is true. If I hadn't made that mistake, he never would have had a gun to point at Lynn in the first place.
You left your gun. I want to fucking slap you in the face.
We first found out about the manipulator's existence during a certain overseas communication.
Overseas communication?
For national security purposes, this country keeps tabs on all the communications networks. This particular communication was about making a deal with a certain foreign country. He said he wanted them to buy him and his powers. That's how we first heard about him. Of course, we didn't know what he looked like at the time. And in order to prove these powers of his, he gave them 2 predictions. He foresaw 2 completely preposterous, impossible cases. The case of a man who would sing national secrets during a live rock concert broadcast, and the case of a man who would take the chief commissioner hostage in his own office.
Those 2 inmates had at the special prison, eh?
We kept tabs on their communications and launched an investigation. And then, finally, we pinpointed where they were going to meet tonight and staked it out. That restaurant, the Chicken Kitchen. The manipulator plans on leaving this country tonight. Excuse me, it's got a little late. On a submarine that belongs to the other country in this deal.
Submarine?
But we haven't been able to find out where it's going to surface. It's terrifying to think what would happen if his powers were to fall into their hands.
Right. Highly unlikely they'd use him for peaceful purposes.
And now they have that little girl as a hostage.
Camilla.
We have to stop him before he leaves the country.
And the spotless record. This spotless record of yours. Is it really that important to you?
Of course, baby. In some ways, it's more important to me than my life.
In your life, huh?
After all, it's because of my record that I'm able to get my hands on all intel as head of the Special Investigations Unit. And because of my position, I get to direct all aspects of the investigation to the manipulator case.
The manipulator case? That's why you cared so much about your record? Or that's why you cared about your record so much?
Of course. Why else, baby? I just never could believe it, man. Jode shooting Alma? I didn't care that he confessed. There was definitely something more to the story. Some secret. I did everything I could to climb the ladder. Everything in my power. And then I finally found the answer. It took 5 long years, though. 5 long years of getting people's dry cleaning, getting coffee runs, making sure that every person got the specific kind of donut that they wanted. It was a living nightmare. The manipulator. He's going to prove that Jode is innocent.
What incredible determination. And then Cabanella's determination. There's one thing I just don't understand. If you were so determined to help Detective Jode, why didn't you help him escape from prison?
That's an easy one, baby. Escaping from prison is a crime. I wasn't about to help him commit a crime after spending 5 years trying to prove him innocent. And he himself asked to be executed, you know. As a man of the law, I had to make sure the execution was stopped legally. And that's why I brought him before the Justice Minister, too. I needed to buy as much time as I possibly could, baby.
So that's it, eh? But there's one little unfortunate result of all of this. Lynn completely misunderstood your intentions.
Ha! What's a little misunderstanding? My baby will come around, give it time. But there are more important things to do with our time tonight.
And that's it. Talk. So, Mr. Superintendent, do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? I haven't always been a junkyard superintendent, you know. I used to be part of the police. The police, huh? Not as a detective, but as a medical examiner. I investigated victims' cause of death. 10 years ago, I was asked to autopsy a strange corpse, hit by a meteorite fragment and died instantly. That's what the police report said.
Okay, so the meteorite fragment caused him to have the manipulator powers.
There were no signs of life. He was definitely dead. But I never filed an autopsy report. That's because the corpse suddenly vanished, leaving behind only one clue. An unusual corpse. I bet that's what I've been chasing all night. So could you tell me more? Yeah, sure. I have an interest in you recovering your memory and finding your true identity too. Unusual corpse. That's the only way I can describe it too. It was an unusual corpse. He was dead, all right, no question about it. But there wasn't a scratch on him. Not a scratch? But I thought he was hit by a meteorite fragment.
And those things are fucking fast. Like, they're traveling at such a velocity that they could go through a body like wet tissue paper. There is no way.
I don't understand it any more than you do. I was completely bewildered, but when I tried to autopsy him, I was even more puzzled. I couldn't perform the autopsy. You couldn't? What do you mean? The scalpel went in, but I couldn't cut. As soon as I tried to make an incision, it would heal up in the very next instant. And that's how it went, and no scarring or blood either. And I never had the chance to solve the mystery.
That's because the corpse up and vanished on us.
The morgue is well guarded. Nobody could have stolen that body. But there's one way the corpse could have disappeared.
What's that?
If it got up and walked away.
I love the cell shading on the models. Ah! This game's aesthetic is so good. So stylish.
It got up, opened the door, and walked out on its own.
What?
He was dead, but he wasn't dead.
He's only mostly dead. Oh shit, I should have given him a Billy Crystal voice. Damn it. He's only mostly dead. Lost opportunity. Fucking hell.
We saw it with our own eyes tonight. Not even that explosion could kill him.
And he didn't even feel it when he slammed his fist on that stove.
The corpse left behind some data from the testing I did. I got some readings from some kind of radiation coming off that body.
Radiation?
I used all kinds of instruments, but I couldn't determine exactly what kind of radiation it was. Some undiscovered type from a world unknown.
Wait a minute, could it be?
That's right, it was coming from that meteorite fragment.
It was stuck in him. Like the meteorite, a fragment of the meteorite was in his body, and that's been keeping him alive somehow.
I went to that park and tested on the spot the meteorite fell, and just as I expected, I detected radiation coming from that crater. It was the exact same pattern of radiation as that of the corpse,
And that's how Missile can use ghost tricks as well, because Missile died in the crater.
At the time, I thought he was some kind of immortal being. He would die, only to come back to life. I wanted to research it all in depth, so I quit my job as a police medical examiner. Several years later, I came to learn the connection between my research and the manipulator case. Thanks to the arrival of this crazy character here.
Oh, stop now, Professor. Do you want to see me blush?
Okay, then Cabanel's arrival. It was about 10 years ago, I'd say. This man in white came dancing into my research lab here.
I love this animation.
I heard there was an oddball here who's researching Temsic. Is that you, baby?
Who are you to be calling anybody an oddball?
I was investigating the manipulator case then. And then I heard there was a man who'd quit the police force to study the meteorite. When I heard that, it was like a meteor had struck me on the head. At the time, we were just starting to get leads on this manipulator. We didn't know who he was yet. But we knew he was communicating with a certain foreign country. In one of those communications, we heard the manipulator say this: "The source of my power is not of this world." And that's when I put two and two together, baby. The manipulator case and the Temsic were somehow connected.
It also explains how 5 years ago he used his powers to manipulate a birthday surprise a little girl made for her mother.
He added that gun to the contraption, most likely by controlling Camilla.
Okay. So that contraption in the basement here, you built that to try and help Detective Jode? That's right. Jode and I worked together back when I was with the Force. I used the reports of his case to try and recreate the device, but there was just one part of it that I couldn't reproduce no matter how hard I tried. Camilla told Jode it did something it shouldn't have, made an impossible move. I added that part to the device I recreated. I put in a part that would allow Cupid to rotate, otherwise the gun wouldn't fire. So that must mean somebody manipulated Camilla's contraption.
As a result, we proved ourselves that the manipulator case actually existed.
Or the manipulator actually existed.
Hey, baby. Sorry about that phone call. I must have sounded like a real villain. I hated to spoil your image of me. Of that cool cat inspector you always looked up to.
Is that really the image she had of him? Inspector Cabanella, I'm sorry. I just heard you were chasing after that man all this time to try and help Detective Jode.
This manipulator is such a dangerous character. I was hoping you didn't have to be involved.
So that's why you had me arrested tonight, isn't it?
Like I always say, if somebody's in the way, throw him in the slammer.
Yikes.
Tonight, I really thought we finally had him. But my body gave out on me right at the critical moment. It's like a cruel joke. Ha 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 ha! But a joke is a joke. You might as well laugh. Jode!
The minister called off the execution order. And while he was at it, he let Detective Jode go free until tomorrow morning too. That's a pretty extreme while he was at it.
I don't think I can do a Billy Crystal voice. It's just I immediately thought of him when it's like not entirely dead.
Sorry it took so long to get here. You can leave the rest to me. There you go again. You've always been like that. You make everybody else around you run around, then you swoop in at the last second.
Jode, 5 years ago, you left this coat with me just before you turned yourself in. I promised to give it back to you one day.
His cool Harry Dubois coat. Now he just kind of looks like a Street Fighter character.
I've been waiting so long, Detective Jode. Waiting for this day to come.
Thanks for not giving up on me, Lynn. Okay, I'm off then. Good luck, my old friend. This present you gave me. It's just what I needed. Thank you. Glad you like it.
Oh, I love this. That's so good.
Sissel, are you there? Yeah, I'm here. You and I have to go find that man. I need your help. Will you do this with me? Sure, but how? We don't know where the submarine is, and the phone line doesn't work. They use communication cables to make their calls. We'll get you hooked up somehow. You'll see. Could you wait here until we do? Please? Okay, fine. I'm counting on you. This true self you're looking for. I bet you'll find it soon. All right, I'm leaving, Inspector Cabanella. It's almost done. I'm not who I thought I was. I'm actually further from knowing who I am than ever. But now, I don't feel so alone. Each one of us, for his or her own reasons, is looking for the truth. Together, I think we can shed light on these mysteries and drive away the darkness. But it's almost done. Good music too. Well, with that done, that is... God, the art is so good! All right, let's save, and then I'm going to stop for now because we've been going for about 3.5 hours. I'm parched, I'm out of water, and I think that's a good stopping point. So 18 chapters, and I just beat chapter 14, so I've got 4 more chapters before I'm done. So, yeah, I guess the next time that I stream this, I may make it the finale. So keep an eye out for when that rolls around. Like, I will say, again, this game's pace is absolutely breakneck. It is just going constantly to next point after next point. And always interesting locales, new things to keep discovering, just great stuff all around. I really, really, really enjoy this game. Oh man, what a good time. So, with that said, thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a pleasure as always. Unlike me, y'all had to stay hydrated because it's been hard to stay hydrated with all this talking, but I did enjoy it a lot. So, yeah. With that said, take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay hydrated, keep your postures checked, and I'll see you on the next stream. Take care, people.